Now, one of the questions I get asked all the time about the Yarbo is, can it clear snow? And the answer is it can, especially if you're in Chicago. And if you're in Chicago, like they say, you know what kind of snow we get in Chicago. A couple things I wanted to highlight about the Yarbo, and I've been doing several tests. We've had a great time with this machine during the summer period, cutting grass. It has a great leaf blower as well. And it really does a nice job keeping our lawn manicured and clean. And when it came to this winter, we wanted to see how well it would do in the winter. When we received this unit last year, it was right at the end of the snow season, so we had no snow to test it. So I was really eager to see how well it did. And there were a lot of things I wanted to test out. The first thing, I wanted to see if the Yarbo could deal with Chicago snow. And you guys know about our snow. We get really heavy snow where we have the top is really heavy, and then at the very bottom, you get that ice that you have to kind of chisel it out. And if you're from Chicago, you know what I'm talking about. So how well does the Yarbo work? Well, it does a really nice job. And a couple things I'll highlight. I've been running some tests to see what is necessary and what isn't. So the first thing, and I'll turn this guy over to the side so you can see him right here, is do you need to have the snow treads? And it does come with some snow treads, and I'll say the answer is absolutely yes. I wanted to see how well it would do without the snow treads, just to see if it could clean my actual area. And I will say it did do a decent job. But when you start getting into piled snow, you know, the snow where the plows in Chicago don't clean your driveway, but it just piles up, your Yarbo is going to get stuck. And that's where those treaded spiked tires or tracks actually come in really handy, because it's able to grip and go in and out without a problem. Second thing, you'll notice over here we have kind of like that underpacked snow that we have in Chicago. Remember that lower layer that gets really cold and hard? Well, in order to get that out, you do have a plow, which we don't have connected, and I'm going to test that out as well. But you do have a plow that helps with that. But in order to be able to use that plow, you need to have those treads that have those spikes so that you have good grip. But what I found is that even though it can get pretty low, there's still parts that you have to chisel out, if you know what I'm talking about, right? You'll have to chisel that out. The other thing I wanted to highlight is that I did not have once, when using this robot, have the chute clog. And I've had a standard, I would have a standard snowblower for years, and I've lived all my life in Chicago, and constantly would have this guy clogged up, especially when you have that kind of snow that's between hard and soft at the same time, and it just gets clogged in your chute. I did not have that once happen with this unit. Matter of fact, the power in this is more than adequate to be able to clear through any of the snow that's going through the front area. The one thing I did notice, though, is that this area right here, you have the ability to raise and lower the pitch of the actual front plow area where it's actually taking in all the snow. If you go too low, your Yarbo will get stuck. So you have to really think about what's the height that you're going to have and how low it's going to go. The way Nolda puts it, the Yarbo does a great job for us loosening the snow and getting most of it out. And then with the light, I would say, shovel, we're able just to clear out anything that it misses. But I would say it gets around 95, if not more % of your snow, just leaving a light cleaning so that you could get down to your sidewalk like we like to. So that's the one thing. Just watch out how low you go here. The other thing is, if you're going to be using this in a driveway that has many cars, the automated system with the Yarbo, it's probably, in my opinion, not recommended to use it because, you know, you're going to be very limited. So what we do in the winter, where we have both of our cars out, which we don't do in the summer. In the summer, we let it run on its own. But in the winter, we basically drive the Yarbo using the remote control. So the other thing about this unit, I get this question a lot, can the actual unit be outside in the winter? I've had this out for a full season, and now this is my second season. The unit does have a heating. So when you look at it how it is right now, if it does get snow, it self-regulates and it's not frozen. It's not going to be like your car. Since it's sitting on the pad, it's not going to be like your car, and it's not going to have difficulty cranking up. So you put it on the pad, you let the pad charging. When snow gets on it, it actually, part of the process is to keep the battery warm. And I typically have a Yarbo that looks really great, just like this. The other point is, if you want to relocate it. Now, my backyard obviously is in the back of the house, and I don't want to have or navigate the Yarbo up to the front of the house. So what I did is I relocated my charging pad into the garage. And I checked with the Yarbo team. I was actually on a conference call with several members of the team where they were just talking to more media. And we were talking about relocation for winter. And there's several people who are in the Chicago area, and they said, absolutely, you can do that. So I was able to put it in my garage and then park it in the garage, and then I take it out when it's time to use. And using, in this case, my phone, in a week or so, hopefully I get my remote, and I'll be using my remote if we get another snow season. So, or another snow this season. So the key is that you can relocate it to your garage and have it park in your garage, especially if you don't want to go through your backyard. You know, my house, it's far to get in there. So those are the things I would say about the Yarbo. Would I recommend this unit? Absolutely, and there's some great deals right now before year end where you could get one of these. It's been super reliable when it comes to cutting grass. I've had some minor challenges, but it's what happens when you're using new tech like this. The teams are very responsive. If there's anything else I can tell you that I've learned, we are going to put the plow in the back, and I hope that when I get the plow in, I'll shoot another video showing you what the plowing process is like. So bottom line, it's worth it. Put on the treads. Don't lower the plow too low or else you'll get stuck, and check out the plow in the back, the shovel, so that you can clear out snow like we like to. So this is EBPMAN with, again, our Yarbo in a getup that I never thought I'd be in. And here's the funny thing, guys. Just last week, I was in Cancun, and it was hot, and I was in shorts. But here we're in Chicago, and guess what? There's snow. See you in the next video.